Hey Bait Finesse fanatics, in this video we'll be doing another cast testing session using 12-pound fluorocarbon, and I'll be using a specific Bait Finesse reel that is offered in Japan, and that is the Daiwa Alphas BF TW. This is cast testing video number 3, and there's going to be plenty more to go, but essentially what I'm doing here is I'm testing a lot of Bait Finesse reels and see how well they can cast using 12-pound fluorocarbon line. You see, after I fished with Sawamura, the father of Bait Finesse, he basically developed Bait Finesse for bass fishing in a tournament scene. And right now, the Bait Finesse scene is all about the ultralight bait casting side. It's not really true Bait Finesse. And therefore, I want to do a lot of testing, including testing Sawamura's, his KTF spools, and also different reels out of the box, such as this one right here. If you want to learn more about this project and also check out the other cast testing video, please check out the link in the video description below. So let's talk about this reel here before we get on the water and do some cast testing. What I have here is a Daiwa Alphas BF TW, and this is a JDM Offering, and it sports a new braking system called the SS Mag Force. This is actually the second reel that sports this braking system. The first one is the SS Air TW, and what this braking system is different compared to other Daiwa reels is that this here is trying to imitate Sawamura-san's his spools that he created for KTF, and which is it wants to behave like a centrifugal braking reel, where it will apply maximum brakes that you need when you try to cast far as possible, okay, those hard casts. However, when you cast softer for those pitching close quarters, where you need those soft casts, accurate casts, the braking is so light so that you get the low trajectory cast very softly, the soft entry, okay? And this is very interesting. Like I said, it acts like a centrifugal braking. So when you cast out low, that braking is almost not there, okay? You have to feather really, really well. And well, that is what Daiwa is trying to imitate here with the SS Mag Force. Now, I have already done several cast testing videos with this reel here using different lines, including very thin PE line to thinner fluorocarbon. And well, now we are finally doing the 12-pound because this is gonna be able to tell us whether this reel here is tournament ready or not. Because when it comes to tournament bass fishing, I think Sawamura really use primarily 10 pounds and 12 pounds when fishing cover. And when those cover become very, very thick and there's a lot of big fish, he goes towards power Bait Finesse, which uses a lot thicker line. 14 pounds and up is the power Bait Finesse. We're gonna see how well this reel here casts 12-pound test line. So let's get on the water. I'll be pairing up this reel here with this rod, and this is the Grassroots Engage Knives, and this is the EKC62L-F. And I feel like this is a perfect all-rounder for all your Bait Finesse needs, and the lures I'll be throwing will be exactly perfect for this type of application. And for the line I'll be using, this is the Varivas Absolute AAA. Let's get in the water and see how well this reel casts. All right, the first lure we're throwing today is the Baby Goat from Z-Man, and I got it rigged on a 1/10 ounce the Finesse bullets. Let's go. That was 12 breaks, and I would say I cast about 80% of my power right there, and there's no overspooling, so let's cast hard as we can and see what happens. Ooh, there's a little bit of overspooling, and it fixed itself. Okay. And there's a slight breeze, like very slight breeze. You can't even see the trees moving unless you're like sitting down or something. I feel just a small breeze coming from about this direction area. Okay, so anyhow, let's lower the brakes to 10. Let's do the same cast into the wind. Oh. Okay, that is overspooling a lot more, but it fixed itself before the end, and I was casting like 80% power, so I definitely I don't want to full power that. It's gonna overspool like crazy, but 10 is good. You feather through, it gets pretty good accuracy and distance, as expected for a lure this weight. You know, it's pretty heavy. Let's do some close quarters. Look at that. Very easy, very quick. Yeah, as expected for something this weight right here, it's gonna be easy, okay? But the challenge is, how will it do with a lighter weight and it's something that catches a little bit of air? Let's jump to the dice game, shall we? Go with the fuzzy nugget. We are throwing the fuzzy nugget right now, and we're gonna try to throw for distance for a second, just see how this reel behaves if you need to cast this lure at this weight, distance-wise. That is at 10 breaks, and it was overspooling if I cast like that hard, or if I cast even harder, it'll probably like overspool like crazy. There it goes. But it does fix itself near the end. So if you're a guy who feathers through and you want the easiest cast, definitely 10 is doable for this weight. Yeah, I'm getting the distance I want, and the accuracy is there. You just gotta feather through. But if there's wind, you know, you better be feathering a lot. Okay, not bad. What if I lower just a little bit? How does that behave? Let's go to 8. Eee, that's way too much. So yeah, you definitely don't want to go 8 and below if you're doing that type of cast. But let's keep that in mind, because later we may have to use 8 for close quarter casting, which we're gonna get into now. All right, so I'm gonna start at 12 for a second, because I do the heavy lure at the beginning, and I think 12 is pretty good, because you need a little bit more powerful brakes for, I guess, heavy lures, because it does come out quicker. And I mean, if you got a thumb, you do as low as you want. And okay, so 12 brakes for close quarter casting. Feels like it might be a little bit restricted. Let me try a few more times. I'm trying to head for that thing right there. I mean, the accuracy is kind of there. Got the distance, okay. But what if I lower it for a second? Let's see how it goes, because I feel like it's still kind of restricted. Let's do 10. Let's do 10. Ooh, that's a little easier. It got out there, but it is overspooling. You got to feather through. Okay. Close quarter casting. Get the distance. Okay, 10 is doable. 10 is doable, but I think it's still kind of restricted. That definitely does not feel like real KTF with the cowhand braking system. But you know, it's nice. You know, it's there. Now there is IXA bearings for this reel, so getting that might help. And also I saw that Sawamura is working on prototype spools, and it looks like this same braking system, so there might be a new spool out in the market very soon. So it'll be cool to compare if you guys are interested. But you know, Jimbo, I am interested. Let me see if I can lower a little bit brakes to 8 and to see how it behaves. Okay, this is gonna overspool. You gotta feather through. But actually it comes out pretty easy, but as you see, it's overspooling. But it's definitely not KTF, and it's not IXA bearing style. Let me try to cast a little harder. Like if you cast very soft, I feel like the brakes is just way too low, but you cast a little harder if you like a hard pitcher. You could get the distance out there. But yeah, it's still overspooling for me. That's because I'm not familiar with this braking system yet. I kind of got accustomed to the actual KTF, but it's close. It's actually very close. All right, so I removed the weight, 12 brakes. Let's take a look. All right, so it is overspooling. It's catching the air. This lure is pretty bulky, but I do have some distance. So let's lower the brakes for a second. Let's do 10. I think this is gonna overspool like crazy. Okay, yeah, I am feathering through, but I do have accuracy. You know, all my casts is not like any sort of weird, what do you call that? Weird casting position to get that. It's my normal roll cast. Got a little bit overspooling, but that distance is okay. It's okay, so that's nice. But how does this behave doing these type of casts? Okay, not good, not good. I have to, oh my, hold up. Yeah, this is getting tougher. Let's put the brakes back up for a second. Let's do 12. Yeah, no good. Let's put the brakes down instead. Eight. Yeah, 8. Let's do 8, but we got to feather through. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. I think the Tatula was a little bit better because maybe sometimes the more simple the braking system, the better, right? I don't know, but this is not good. Definitely need a heavier lure. I mean, you get it, but I am not doing well with 8. Let's go to 9. Yeah, I think 10, it's restricted. So I want to keep it below 10. No good. All right, I'm done. All right, let's talk about the cast testing session. I feel like this reel overall is pretty much tournament ready. I don't think a lot of people are going to throw the lightest lure that I've portrayed today, especially in America doing tournament fishing, potentially in Japan, but I think most of the people who throw in that light are more of the ultralight enthusiasts who want to throw the lightest lure out there using the thinnest line possible. But if you're cover fishing with Bait Finesse using this at least 12-pound fluorocarbon, you're not really throwing that light in the first place. And therefore, I don't think it's a problem. However, I'm not going to deny the fact that there are some people who want to throw that light. And if you want to, potentially there is an opportunity to improve this reel performance. And that is obtaining the double layer IX8 bearings from KTF. It's available for this reel here. It'll be a double layer bearing for only the spool and the side plate, because the bearing on the side plate is actually very, very small. There's no double layer bearing. There is, however, a ceramic hybrid bearing that you put on here. And if you guys are interested, I could obtain that bearing kit and upgrade it and do a test again. You guys just need to let me know in the comments below. Anyhow, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I thank you for watching. If you're interested in seeing the other reels being tested, check out the playlist in the description below. The fish don't wait. Get your Bait Finesse game on and go catch them.